Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam namaskrityam naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudhirayet. Nashtaprayeshva bhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtaki. Krishnaya vasudevaya devaki nandanaya cha nandagopa kumaraya govindaya namo namaha. Namo Nalina Netraya Venuvadya Vinodine Radhadara Sudapana Shaline Vanamaline Mahabhava Swarupastvam Krishna Priya Variyasi Prema Bhakti Prade Devi Shiradhika Tvam Namostute. Hare Krishna. So we will continue from Rudra Geet, that is chanting the song sung by Lord Shiva from Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, 24th chapter, and text number 40. In previous verses, we have seen that Lord Shiva, he offered his prayers to Chaturvyuhas, the 4 quadruple expansions of the Lord. Vasudeva, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. So Sankarshan is the one from whom all material manifestations comes. Vasudeva is one who, as a Paramatma, resides in everyone's heart. Then comes Aniruddha, the Lord of mind, and Pradyumna is the Lord of intelligence. After offering them wonderful prayers, then he says how each and every living entity in this material world is controlled by their activities, and all the activities in this world are controlled by the Lord. And then he says, Arthalingaya nabhase namo antar bahiratmane namaha punyaya lokaya amushmai bhurivarachase. My dear Lord, by expanding your transcendental vibrations, you reveal the actual meaning of everything. You are the all-pervading sky within and without, and you are the ultimate goal of pious activities executed both within this material world and beyond it. I therefore offer my respectful obeisances again and again unto you. See, generally, Vedic literature is considered as Shabda Brahma. Because there are many things which are beyond our imperfect senses. We can't understand them. To make us understand those things which is beyond our physical or our sensory perception, you can understand them through hearing. And that's why Vedas, they are called as a Shabda Brahma, evidence of words. And here he says that by expanding your transcendental vibrations, you reveal the actual meaning of everything. Unless and until, if he wants to make it understand, you will not understand things. And that's why in Bhagavad Gita, Lord says in the 15th chapter, text number 15, he says that Sarvasya chaham radhi sannivisho mattaha smritir jnanam apohanam cha. Vedesha sarver ahameva vedyo Vedanta krita veda videvasya. He is the one who has created Vedas. He is the one who knows the Vedas, and he is the one who can make it understand to us. Vedesha sarver ahameva vedyo. And he is the goal of studying Vedas. They are meant to understand the Supreme Personality of God. And in previous verses, we have discussed that he is known as a Adhokshaja. Adhokshaja means, Prabhupada, he explains this word. He says that Adhakrita Akshaja Gyanaha. The one who is beyond our sensory perception. He is like a avaka manasa gocharaha. You can't understand him through your speech, through your blunt senses. Prabhupada clearly says these senses are blunt. Why? Because it's not necessary that if I have eyes, I can see. Even blind people, they have eyes. They don't have eyesight. You may have eyes, you may have eyesight, but if there is no light, can you see? If it's too close or if it is too far, can you see? No. So material things which are there in this material world, you can't see them as they are. So how is it possible to understand that Lordship who is beyond this material world, who is known as a Gunatita? Dhyayet Satyam Gunatitam Triguna Samanvitam. One should meditate on him. You can't see him, but you can meditate on him. Dhyayet Satyam, that eternal absolute truth. Gunatitam, which is beyond the modes of material nature. Gunatraya Samanvitam. And everything which is composed by three modes of material nature is included in him. So that Supreme Personality of a Godhead can be understood by Vachase, by the Vedic words. And that's why he says, Nama Pushpaya Lokaya Amushay Bhurir Varchase. Someone who performs any pious activities, those are meant to understand the Supreme Personality of God. Then he further says, Pravrittaya Nivrittaya Pitrudevaya Karamane Namo Adharma Vipakaya Mrityave Dukkhadaya Cha. My Lord, my dear Lord, you are the viewer of the results of pious activities. You are inclination, disinclination, and their resultant activities. You are the cause of the miserable conditions of life caused by irreligion, and therefore you are a death. I offer you my respectful obeisances. See here, in each and every verse, Lord Shiva, either he is beginning this verse with a nama or he is ending this verse with a nama. What this nama means? Na mama iti sa. That means this is not mine. When you go in front of the Lordship, you fold your hand, you say, Namo Anantaya, Namo Naryanetraya. You offer your pranams to their Lordship, saying that nothing is mine in this world. Oh my Lord, everything belongs to you. And as explained in the Bhagavad Gita by Lord himself, he says in Bhagavad Gita text, I think chapter 3 and text number 30. He says, Sannyasa Adhyatma Chetasa Nirashir Nirmama. The person who is spiritual or who is practicing spirituality in his life, he has two main qualities. Which are those? Nirashir. He does not have any material desire. Nirasha. He does not have any material desire. And second thing is Nirmama. Nirmama means nothing is mine. no sense of possession. So someone who has these two qualities is called as spiritual person. So someone, if he claims, oh, I'm practicing spirituality or I'm a spiritual person, then you just find it out whether he has these qualities or not. And someone who has this understanding, who gets that understanding, the person, as explained here, that who understand everything is caused by the Lord. As Lord says, Sarvasya Chaham Radhi Sannivishto Mattasmi. From him comes the remembrance and forgetfulness. And according to that, one performs activities. Prakriti Kriyamanani Gune Karmani Sarvashaha. Everything is run through by the modes of material nature. And ultimately, she controls everything, the external energy of the Lord. And how she acts? Maya hi yasya jagadanda shatani sute traigunya tad vishaya veda vitayamana. She is the one who is the controller of the modes of material nature, and she is controlled, ichhanurupam, as per the desire of the Supreme Personality of a God. And who has this understanding, that person can offer prayers to the Lord. See, Bhava means Lord Shiva. And Bhava, the another meaning of this word, means cycle of birth and death. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. Taking birth and again dying. That is called as a Bhava. And his wife is Bhavani, who makes sure that you don't go out of this circle. That's Bhavani. And her husband, Bhava, he is offering prayers to the Lord. Why? Because he is the one who takes you out of her clutches. And that's why each and every verse Lord Shiva is saying, oh my Lord, nothing is mine. Because the Maya, because of her influence, everyone claims that I am the Lord, what I survey, That's why America is mine, I'm American, I'm Indian. These are all bodily designation. I got this body in India. I may die remembering America. So I will born in America next birth. Because as says, yam yam vapi smaram bhavan tajantyante kalevaram tam tamevati ponte sada tadbhava bhavit. Whatever you remember at the time of death, the same thing, you are going to get it in the next life. And that's why Lord says that antakalecha mameva. At the end of life, remember me. Mam eva. Only me. Remember only me. And if you remember him, then it's possible to get rid of Bhavani. One who makes us go around, It's not merry go around. It's sorrow go around, Again and again. In the next verse, he says that Namaste Ashisham Misha Manave Karanatmane Namo Dharmaya Bruhate Krishnaya Kuntamedase Purushaya Puranaya Sankhya Yogeshwaraya Cha. Now he is glorifying the Lordship. And who is that? He says Krishna. Whom he is offering all these prayers? He is offering all these prayers to Krishna. And who is offering that? Lord Shiva. Then who is the topmost? Whom we should worship? Who is saying that? Not me, Lord Shiva. The greatest authority. He is saying that, my dear Lord, you are the topmost of all bestowers of all benedictions. Namam Isham Amisham. Amisham means who gives all things to everyone. Because Lord says in Bhagavad Gita, Aham sarvasya prabho matta sarva pravartate. He said, I am the master and everything comes from me. Then who will give you? He is the only who can give you. not anyone else. You may go to any demigod, you may worship for something, as explained in Srimad Bhagavatam itself. If someone wants to have a beautiful wife, go and worship Uma. She will give you, but ultimately who is giving her to give you? Umapati himself is saying, it's you. Oh my Lord Krishna, it's you. Who is giving that? Someone wants to be a big leader. They said, worship Lord Shiva. That's why you can see most of the Indian big politicians, they go to Lord Shiva's temple. Why? Because he's the one who gives leadership. If you want to have a good progeny, then worship Prajapatis. If you want to have a really good, really wonderful beauty, then what you should do? Worship Ashwini Kumaras. Because they are the doctors of demigods. And they are the one who can make you more beautiful. Because they are the beautiful amongst the demigods. But who gives them everything? It's Krishna. Because Krishna himself says, Aham sarvasya prabho matta sarva pravati. I am the master and everything comes from me. And here Lord Shiva is saying, oh my, you are the one. Topmost of all benedictors. Whoever gives benediction, you are topmost among them. And if you go to Kanchi, there are 7 cities in India which are considered as Mokshadaini. If you take birth there, if you stay there, if you die there, you will be liberated. Whether you chant, whether you do spiritual activities or not. Just by being or born there, or by staying there, or by living body there, liberation is fixed for you. And among them, one is Kanchi. And there Lord resides as Varadaraj, King of the Benedictors. Kanchi. It's in Vishnu Kanchi, it's in Tamil Nadu. So that's the place, where Lord, He Himself standing there to bless you. And that's what Lord Shiva says here. Of all the bestowers of benedictions, you are the topmost. The oldest and supreme enjoyer amongst all enjoyers. And that's why demons and the people with a demonic mentality, they are against Krishna. If you know someone else is a leader and you want to be the leader, then you will be jealous of that guy. Same way, all these demons, they have that envy for the Lord. And the people with a demonic mentality, they have a envy for the Lord. Because they want to be enjoyed. But here Lord Shiva, He Himself says that Namamisham. Isha means controller, and you are the topmost controller among them. Then He says, you are the master of all the worlds. Metaphysical philosophy. For you are the supreme cause of all causes. Sarva Karana Atmane. You are the cause of all causes. And who is that? Krishnaya. It's you, Krishna. He never says Vishnave. He never says, it's me. He clearly says, Krishnaya. It's Krishna. Krishna, it's you. What he says? Namo dharmaya brihate Krishnaya akuntamedase. You are the greatest of all religious principles, the supreme mind, and you have a brain which is never checked by any condition. Therefore, I repeatedly offer my obeisances unto you. See, each and every verse here he says, I am offering my obeisances unto you. So Lord Shiva, He Himself surrendering unto the lotus feet of the Lordship, Krishna. What else you need? The topmost leader in this material, the topmost grihastha, because they are the first household couple, Lord Shiva and Parvati, from whom we can learn, if you want to stay in this material world, how our relation should be with our husband, with our wife. Because whenever they sit together, they discuss Krishna Katha. The whole Padma Puran was spoken by Lord Shiva in answer to questions asked by Mother Parvati. So if you want to live peacefully, then that's the fundamental principle. When you sit together, discuss about Krishna. Being a devotee for 2 decades or 3 decades, very hardly we can see devotees are sitting together at home and they really discuss with husband or wife about Krishna Katha. You can do at temple, but it should be happen every day at home. And that's the essence. That's why the whole Bhagavatam was narrated. And 99% all the stories of Grihasthas. Because 99.9% people are Grihasthas here. And if you really want to get out of these clutches, then the Lord Himself, He puts it forward through His own devotees. And Bhagavatam is nothing but His relationship with His devotees and devotees' relations with other devotees. How they behave, how they act. And what is the common principle which their activities are centered around. Why all these things Lord Shiva is narrating to Prachetas? Because he sees that all these 11 or 12 Prachetas who were there in front of him, they came with a single purpose, to please their Lordship. And that's why, to cheer up them, to nourish their consciousness, Lord Shiva, he is offering this prayer to the Lord and he making them hear these prayers so that their faith in Lord can get firm. Okay, we have another 5 minutes. Then next, he says, Shaktitraya sametaya midushe aham kritatmane Chita akoti rupaya namo vacho vibhutaye. My dear Lord, you are the supreme controller of the worker, sense activities, and result of sense activities, that is karma. Therefore, you are the controller of the body, mind, and senses. You are also the supreme controller of egoism, known as Rudra, and you are the source of knowledge and activities of the Vedic injunctions. See here, very boldly, Lord Shiva is explaining that Shaktitraya sametaya midhushe aham kritatmane. Everyone is born here with a misidentification, which is called as a mithya ahankar. Why it is mithya? It's false. Because that's not the reality. That's not our real identification. I consider myself as son of someone born in some country, has this designations. These are all superficial designations. Aham kritatmani. That's I have created for myself. But the biggest ego, which is called as a Rudra, the cause of this material world, he said that ego is nothing but Rudra, Lord Shiva. And he says the controller of that Shiva is you. The Purport Prabhupada says everyone acts under the dictation of the ego. Therefore, Lord Shiva is trying to purify false egoism through the mercy of the Supreme Personality of a Godhead. Since Lord Shiva or Rudra, he himself, the controller of our egoism, he indirectly wants to be purified by the mercy of the Lord so that his real egoism can be awakened. Of course, Lord Rudra is always spiritually awake. But for our benefit, he is praying in this way. For the impersonalist, pure egoism is aham brahmasmi. I am not this body. I am spirit soul. But in its actual position, the spirit soul has a devotional activities to perform. Therefore, Lord Shiva prays to be engaged both in mind and action in the devotional service of the Supreme Personality of a Godhead according to the directions of the Vedas. This is the process of purifying false egoism. Chetaha means knowledge. Without perfect knowledge, one cannot act perfectly. The real source of a knowledge is the vachaha, or sound vibration, given by Vedic instructions. Here, the word vachaha or vibration means the Vedic vibrations. The origin of a creation is sound, that is Shabda Brahma. And if the sound vibration is clear and purified, perfect knowledge and perfect activities actually become manifested. This is enacted by the chanting of the Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thus Lord Shiva is praying again and again for the purification of body, mind, and activities through the purification of knowledge and action under the pure directions of Vedas. Lord Shiva prayed to the Supreme Personality of a Godhead Krishna so that his mind, senses, words will all turn toward the devotional activities only. So ultimately, Lord Shiva again and again stressing one point only, that is surrender to Lord Krishna, because he is the one who is going to liberate you. Mukti pradata sarvesham Vishnur evana samshaya. He is the one who can give you liberation. So we'll continue next Saturday. There are another 10-12 verses where again Lord Shiva explains the glory of their Lordship. Hare Krishna. Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki jai. Shri Radha Govinda Dev Bhagavan ki